Hey y'all, well it is another beautiful day here in Antigua. It's Friday the 14th of April, and quick view around the anchorage. 80 or so degrees today, 82 with a nice 12 to 15 knot breeze. Been here for a few days. The refrigerator's been not working real well, so ordered a new one, and I'm working on getting it shipped to Miami so it can be transshipped to St. Martin. So I'll be leaving here probably today or tomorrow. Hello, gulls. And hopefully be in late next week or something like that. Wi-Fi is good here, and in the past, to St. Martin was a little suspect, so I'll get out of here next day or two once I get all my I's dotted and T's crossed. So yeah, beautiful day here. It's, I don't know, 7 or 8 in the morning, and good friend of mine, teacher friend of mine, Mrs. Roching, apparently sometimes uses these videos with her students to talk about other places and travels, and apparently maybe some math thrown in. So we were talking last night, and I guess apparently the students were asking, so how do you handle money on the trip? So today's discussion is about finances on the boat. First of all, I don't spend as much on the boat as I do at home. I have renters, so there's some income coming in there, but my only real expenses are food, insurance. There's no gas money. Food, insurance, boat repairs. So, the fridge is conked out, so that's going to be, quite a bit. But other than that, it's entrance fees to the various countries. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's actually not as expensive as living at home. It's just, if you don't eat out and go to fancy marinas and that kind of thing. So the question is, how do we handle finances? Well, first of all, you got to understand that these islands are attached to various countries. Here in Antigua, it's a former British colony. There's still some ties, but they have a different monetary system. Let's see, associated with the British are, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts, Nevis, I believe, the Grenadines, moving south, St. Lucia, that kind of thing. So the former British, and some of these islands changed hands multiple times. Well, let's start first. Several of the islands are of French history, so Martinique, Guadeloupe, the French side of St. Martin. So they use the euro, and that's the standard currency of the European Union. So they use the euro. Varies in, relation to the US dollar. I want to say at one point it was 1.3 or 1.4 euro to the dollar. Now it's right around 1.07. And, the reason that is that the American dollar is considered safe and secure for what, that's above my pay grade. But, so for Americans traveling right now, it's actually relatively cheaper, 20-30% cheaper, because the dollar is stronger. The prices don't change, but the value of the dollar gets stronger relative to the euro. You can pick that apart. So here we are in the galley of Seahawk, and let's see, not what's in my wallet right now. Well, what came out of my wallet just a few minutes ago was the dollars, the ECs, the Eastern Caribbean dollar, and my credit card and my debit card. But let's talk first about the euro. So the euro is the euro. Let's see, those are $50 right there. So there's maybe a couple hundred euros. And the various changes. Let's see, that's a $2 coin right there. It's a $1 coin. Of the three currencies, the EC, the euro, and the dollar, I didn't put any coins out for dollars. You know what those look like. But dollars, America is the only one that uses the single. Both the EC and the EU use dollar coins. EC on the right, Eastern Caribbean on the right, and Euro on the left. So be that as it may. So there's my stash of Euros. There's my stash of ECs, and that kind of looks like funny money. Still has Queen Elizabeth picture on the 100. And you're going, wow, that's $100. Well, it's not exactly $100, the 20. Let's get, yeah, there's your Queen on the 20. ECs are pegged at about 2.7 EC to 1 American dollars. So if you buy something for 27 EC, it's worth $10 American. So, you know, I was in the grocery store the other day and a, small, well, there it is. Small jug of peanut butter, $11.50. $11.50, it's EC, so that's, about $4, which isn't cheap, but it's not $11.50. So you can ring up a $200 grocery bill, and that's something like $75 or something like that. So yeah, it's you got to kind of get into a mindset. So in my when I'm traveling, in my wallet, I usually keep the currency of, the local area, which in this case in Antigua is the EC, and then I have dollars. Sometimes the dollars can often be spent in lieu of, especially the EC. What the government does is they print this. Yeah, this is my cynical side showing, but they print these ECs, and they're not backed by anything. Of course, all money's not backed by anything. It's just based by the, the faith and the credit that people accept it. But be that as it may, when you come in, they'll gladly take your American dollars. Well, that gives the government, the country, the hard currency to buy things on the foreign market. So it's really kind of a brilliant plan. They print this funny money, and it's fair tender here. It spends just fine. But when Americans come in and spend their dollars, the government gets that hard cash, and then they got more options. So it's kind of an interesting little thing. So yeah, in the former British colonies, like I said, St. Kitts, here in Antigua, Nevis, Bekia, many of the smaller islands south. That's the EC. So I just pulled the ECs and the dollars out of my pocket. When I travel to St. Martin, on the French side, it's euros, because it's French. And on the Dutch side, they use guilders and dollars. Now, I've really never seen any guilders. I don't even know what the exchange rate is, but they want the dollars in the Dutch side of St. Martin. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of convoluted. So when I leave here today or tomorrow, I'll put my ECs into a little baggie, and that'll get stored away. And then in my wallet tomorrow, or whenever I get there, Sunday, I'll have euros and dollars, because when you clear in, there's usually a fee, 10, 20, 30 American. I cleared into here, Antigua, and the fee was 80, EC. So 8 EC is about $30, and that gives you a month of a cruising permit. So yeah, in my wallet, there'll be two currencies, the dollar and the local currency. Of course, how do you get those? Well, I don't think you can see my numbers. I've got a credit card and a cash card, and, students won't remember these, but those of us of my generation will remember the old traveler's check, which was money that you could spend in other countries, and they were protected from theft and all that. Anyway, the ATMs are brilliant. You walk, you land in a country, and you go to the ATM, you punch in your card, you punch in your PIN, and it spits out the local currency. So when I got to the You know, the ECs, I went up and, punched in, 600 or 700 EC, which is, $300 American. Usually you can do about $300 a day, I think. So, you get your ECs, and then you're from one of the French islands, you type in, 250 euro, and it costs you 280 American or whatever, and you get that. So when I go to clear in, I just got to make sure that I have the appropriate money. So I just kind of keep a stash of all three, and as I need, I go to the ATM and I withdraw in the local currency, quick as that. When I need to use a credit card, I've got my credit card, which, works and, fine. Often the credit card companies put on a flag, if you're traveling, and, hey, give you an alert. Well, I didn't get one. The company's not worried about me traveling because I've done so much traveling that they know that it's valid. I've gotten some alerts in the past, but not on this trip. Usually there's a foreign transaction fee. I don't even know what it is. I want to say around 1%. But, it's a cost of doing business. The same thing with the ATM. There might be a $5 surcharge when you're doing call it a $300, withdrawal. But, hey, it's just a cost of doing business. But allows you to not carry massive amounts of cash on the boat, and you get cash when you need it. In terms of bills, my insurance, what else? My credit card and all that. Those are set on auto pay, so don't have to worry about that. They just get paid every month. I set that up a month or two before I left so that, for one cycle I can make sure it works, and all my bills are just set on auto pay. I also have my mom as power of attorney, so if there is some kind of major banking issue or, official paperwork, she can sign for my papers as power of attorney. And, so when I have to clear rent, the renters can send it to my mom, and she can deposit it in my bank account. Yeah, so that's how we do banking here in the Caribbean, to the students at Wyoming High School and anyone else that may have an interest. So there you go. Quick tour around Seahawk, the usual look of things. Dishes are done here, and life's good. So this will be my first installment maybe on kind of how things work on the boat. So probably do one on sleep and maybe another one on food in the future, but that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and talk to you all soon. Bye.